All right, so me and Maddie were driving in the car a couple days ago, and Maddie came up with this idea of doing a green screen BMX video. And now the whole idea was to paint a bike green and try to do tricks and make the bike disappear. Now I remember a long time ago, there was a Garrett Reynolds video, a Nike video, where he actually like rode with his hands behind his back, or that's what they made it look like. Well, we don't have that kind of budget, but for today, what we're going to be doing is experimenting with the idea of doing green screen. You know, I'm not a professional editor by any means.
We are.
I just make YouTube videos, but I know how to set up stuff in my head, and I think we're gonna be able to do this today. But the game plan for today is only to build a green screen ramp. So we're actually gonna paint the rainbow ramp green today, and then once it's done, we're gonna try to do some tricks using it with a green screen effect and see if we can make anything cool out of it. So let's get to work.
And if you're watching this right now and you're some sort of film expert and you already know this isn't gonna work, I'm sorry for wasting the next couple of minutes of your life, but we're doing it anyway.
We're gonna make this work. I'm not too worried at all. So here's the old trusty rainbow ramp right here, the kicker. It's partially green, but that's not enough. We're gonna do this whole thing right now, and yeah, Maddie's gonna get to painting. So what do we do exactly? Let's talk about what's going on here.
So we're just gonna paint it green. That's the color that we're hoping that it looks something like that. It should be pretty shiny. We also have a green spray paint to go over it, make it look a little shinier. But
well, we don't want it to be shiny. The goal is to get light not to deflect off of it, because if light deflects off of it, the color will change on the camera.
Okay, I concur.
Okay.
I'm in concurrence.
I'm telling you, I'm smart enough for this. I can pull this off. This is gonna happen.
I'm in concurrence.
That's a really dope green color right there.
I'm green. If I was blue, I would die. If I was blue,
That's
I would
not
die.
it at all.
That's not the song.
That's not it at all. So cool. Let's get to work. Got some painting to do right here.
The color's sick.
It is pretty cool. You just want to paint your direct screen?
I'm totally up for it. You want to do it right now?
I should just paint it
I'll
yellow
do it
to
right now.
resemble a lemon.
That's not right. That's not right, dude.
So now that it's officially green, we're going to let it dry for a little bit. Then we'll be able to remove it and see if it actually works. So here's the ramp removed, and hopefully it works. To be honest with you, we have no idea what to expect at this point, but
It looks so good.
I'm just hoping
hope
this
it
works
works.
right now. If not, this is going to be a big waste of a day. So the next thing that we're actually painting is that long board that's behind it. Now we have a game plan of trying to make like a crazy setup where he rides up on top of that ledge over there and make it look like he rode up on nothing.
Maybe I just can ride up on nothing. Why do you doubt me all the time?
Yeah.
Maybe I could just ride up on the wall.
Yeah, I'm gladly able to not paint something
Magic.
green and try it.
The next clip will be magic.
We will see. So let's get to work. So now we have the ramp, and we also have the board painted green, and it's ready to ride. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is riding the ramp, and while we set it up, I'll talk you through what we're going to be trying today. All right, so we have the ramp set up on the ground, and you can see there's no shadow of the ramp, and that's going to be the goal with this one, because once this thing disappears, we want to make sure that it looks completely normal. Now you can see that Maddie's body is casting a shadow. So what we're going to be doing for that is having Maddie ride all the way on the right side of it, because if he rides on the left side, you can see his shadow will be on the green. If he rides on the right side, his shadow is on the side of the ramp. So we're going to set this thing up on a tripod right now, and we're going to film a little bit without Maddie riding it first. And then next we're going to be filming with Maddie riding it. So right now the ramp is in the place. What we need to do is figure out exactly where the ramp is going to be. We'll kind of just film it without it and then put it back into place right now. So therefore we can play the image underneath of it, and then hopefully it's going to work. I don't know though. We're going to find out. So now we are filming it without the ramp being there. We're going to use this underneath of it and see if it works. All right, so the ramp is back in place. We're going to get Maddie doing a couple tricks off of this thing. So it actually works, but to be honest with you, it took me a very long time to figure out how to make it look this good. I was messing around with the different settings, and once I got one thing right, you notice that another thing changes. If you look at the slow-mo, you can see that the shadow of Maddie's bike on the edge of the ramp is showing up green, but it's also making some sort of reflection that I couldn't get rid of, but it's hard to notice unless you do it in slow-mo. But you can also see the faint line where the bottom of the side of the ramp is, and that is because the shadow of the edge of the ramp where it meets the ground. But I'm very impressed with how it looks, considering that this is the first time we have ever tried this. So here's a couple more tricks off of this setup, and then we're going to switch Maddie's it up. going to go for a tail whip now. That's so funny. So we're going to go for max height now. Hopefully that looks ridiculous. That was cool. We got an idea. The next trick we're going to do is a ninja drop. All right, so now we're actually going to move and put the tripod a little bit lower to try to get a different angle, and hopefully that would like really emphasize like Maddie going up in the air. So we'll set it up real quick and then we'll see if it works out. So this is the ramp setup. We're going to move it out of the way real quick. So now we can film this. We're gonna get a little bit of footage without the ramp, and then hopefully we'll add it back in and it will look absolutely ridiculous. So this was the worst setup of the day when it came to camouflaging the ramp. The face of it looks awesome, but the bottom was unpainted and all the edges on the side are difficult to get rid of. I had to try to find the best balance between the ramp image quality and also Maddie's image quality. But I'm still very happy with the way it turned out. If I can go back, I would try to film it more from behind and eliminate the edges. I think that would make it look pretty crazy, but we still got a lot of interesting shots. But I also learned a lesson you can see on this replay in slow-mo. The next time we do this, I'm going to make sure that Maddie wears all black clothing and black Vans shoes, because the keying effect is also affecting his jeans and his shoes. You can see his body passes by the light pole in the background and peeks through, so dark clothing is a must.
If John Cena were a ramp, this would be him.
Yeah, the John Cena ramp, that's a good point.
The John Cena.
Are you ready to move on to the tire ride on the ledge? I think it'll be pretty epic. Let's do it.
That'd be terrifying.
Let's do it. So this is going to be the setup. We have the plank up on top of the ledge. Now the goal is to delete this thing and make Maddie look like he's just magically teleporting on top of this. We're gonna film it from two separate angles. All right, the first thing we're gonna do, it looks like Maddie is going to mess around with like a fakie on it. Let's see if he can go up a little bit higher. I think it would look awesome. I think this could be my favorite shot of the day. It did such a great job camouflaging the board, but it wasn't perfect. As you can see in the slow-mo, the edge of the board shows up as it bounces, and also when Maddie's shadow hits it. I knew that the shadow of the board was going to be a problem, but I wanted to try it anyway. This angle works so good that you can't even tell it's there. The lighting and the camera angle are a perfect combination together. All right, first trick. I think he's just gonna ride directly up it. Is it scary?
Yeah, it's terrifying.
All right.
I know it's not strapped to anything. It freaks me out.
That was so cool. I hope this works, because that would be the coolest clip ever. This was the best trick that we filmed today for sure. The creativity that can be achieved by using a green screen ramp and a BMX is endless, and I'm so excited to see what we come up with in the future. But here's another example of the keying effect messing with the light colored clothing. I'm so curious to see how this would look if he had a pair of black pants and all black Vans on. But either way, it worked and we had fun. So we did the best that we possibly could here in this part of it. So afterwards, when I'm editing this video, we're gonna find out if it actually works or not. Hopefully you guys are gonna see an awesome video with like some green screen ramps. It's gonna make us that much more excited to do the next video. That's gonna be the green screen bike. We wanna make it look like there's no bike at all. My goal is to get Maddie to do a backflip on a green screen bike. That would be so epic. And
That would be.
yeah, I don't know if it's possible though. We're gonna find out. This is our test to see if it is going to work or not. So that's it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and get ready this week for the green screen bike. See you in the next one. Peace.